I believe that media play a very important role in shaping public opinions. I just wonder, in situations like this where the public opinion is very divided, just on top of the mission you have answered just now to keep the people well informed, do you think the media should make any attempt to swing the public opinion to one side or the other?
To screen the public opinion.
Yeah.
Swing the public opinion. I see. Thank you for your question. That's a good one. To swing the public opinion, no, absolutely not. The media's role definitely is to facilitate dialogue. We might represent the voices that are on the ground, and to some extent, different reporters will take different stands. Like for me, when I write my columns, I take a personal stance on the issues. But when we report, we mainly try to convey the main points of the debate, whether it's from the government side, whether it's from the side of the citizens. But this facilitating of dialogue is very much determined by the people. There are some people who believe that the media has a role, and of course it does. And it's been publicly stated that the Straits Times, for example, believes in nation building. So it definitely supports finding consensus, trying to solve disputes, to heal divisions, and in that respect, we try and influence public opinion. But in terms of swinging from one to the other, I don't think we specifically do that. I don't know if Zoran wants to add something. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the question. Do we have any other questions from the audience?
Hi, it's me again. Talking about multiculturalism.
No, just not yourself.
Okay, talking about multiculturalism, right? What's your understanding of multiculturalism? What's the core of multiculturalism? Is it accommodation or assimilation? Should foreigners be assimilated to local society, or they should be accommodated so that the society has more diversity? What's your understanding to it?
Okay, my understanding of multiculturalism as to whether it should be a form of accommodation or assimilation. This is a classic GP question that I was also asked to answer when I was 18. So, I don't think the answer is so clear-cut. I don't think it can be, yes, it's accommodation, or yes, it's assimilation. I think it all depends, right? For assimilation matters, if you want to be a citizen, you have to do national service. And to me, that's a form of assimilation. You want to be a citizen? No two ways about it. You have to do national service. Accommodation, well, if you want to eat different food, you want to cook your pot of curry, I have to accommodate you. So it's about give and take. It's about being able to accept and respect difference. And it's about being in a country where, nobody expects special privileges just because he or she is better educated, comes from a better country, comes from a better place, better culture. No, when you come to Singapore, we live as equals, each of us deserving of mutual respect, no matter what our station in life is. I think that is very important at the end of the day. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being so proactive and asking questions. Here, I see we have a question over there.
Hi, can you hear me? Okay, so the other day my friends and I were discussing about a Facebook post that they saw from a foreigner who was talking about how she was molested on the bus. And the post kind of went viral, and a lot of the comments were from Singaporeans who were saying how she deserved it because she's a foreigner. So with all this outpouring of resentment against foreigners, when it expresses itself in these ugly ways, do you ever think that it's possible for foreigners and Singaporeans to naturally integrate and coexist peacefully? And if you think it's possible, how do you think it can be achieved?
I would say that's a very good question. Thank you for it. And in my answer, I would say, don't believe what you read on the internet. Only some things can be believed in. This Facebook post that you have mentioned actually makes a very good point, and I think that people, the way they react online is very different from the way they react. If that woman stood in front of you here, would you say that she deserved it, whether she was a foreigner or not? You wouldn't. But behind the cloak of anonymity, plenty of people online get very mean and they make all sorts of nasty comments, but that does not necessarily mean the same thing is happening physically in Singapore. So I think we need to make that clear, and we also need to regard the online space as something different, that people are more, liberal, people are more, they don't hide their feelings on the internet. But in terms of this feeling between local citizens and foreigners, I believe absolutely yes. And I believe that we are decent people, that we want to integrate. And I go back to my point about our ancestors being also foreigners who come to Singapore to make a better life. It's unfair for us to say that other people can't come here and make a good life for themselves. It is also unfair to say that that we should be predisposed against them just because they're from somewhere else. And I do believe that Singapore will get there. We need to solve the problems of crowdedness at the moment, which is causing all this tension. But it is an ongoing process. Thank you.